happened to you?
I got maced.
You got maced.
By the police.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the
Yeah,
Capitol?
I made it like a foot inside, and they pushed me out, and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
You might remember that viral video from January 6th, where a woman blamed police for interrupting her revolution by macing her directly in the face. And she isn't the only insurrectionist trying to minimize her criminal actions. In courtrooms across America, rioters are now shifting blame anywhere they can. So much for the party of personal responsibility. In an unsurprising turn of events, most of the rioters now facing prison sentences are claiming they didn't really mean to do all that terrorism. Take Jenna Ryan, an insurrectionist who took a private jet to ransack the Capitol. She's trying to argue that actually, she didn't even commit terrorism for that long.
A real estate broker in Dallas, she was invited to ride on a private jet to D.C.
If it comes down to war, guess what? I'm going to be there.
Recording and live streaming it all.
Life or death, it doesn't matter.
Those videos became evidence for prosecutors, and in December, she was preparing for prison.
In your letter to the judge, you said you deeply regret entering the Capitol that day.
Yes.
Do you regret it now as you sit here?
Absolutely. Yeah. I regret that 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
And Ryan, who bragged before her trial that she wouldn't see a day in jail because she was rich and did nothing wrong, now says none of it was her fault. She just didn't notice that she was committing an act of domestic terrorism. Let's let Jenna Ryan explain it to you herself.
I think it's hard for people to reconcile why you thought it was okay to march up the steps and go inside at all.
So to march up the steps, to me, I didn't notice any barricades. I came in after the fact.
But you could tell there were broken windows, right? In fairness,
well,
couldn't
hang on.
you tell?
I didn't really, you don't really notice. You're just walking up and we're just like, and there's a bunch of people. You're more focused on people.
Jenna Ryan has just one problem here. Her own words from January 6th. As one commenter notes, Ryan specifically said, "I'm going to break windows." Her words. And it's clear Ryan still doesn't think she was doing anything wrong. Another commenter notes that her excuse of only being in the Capitol for 2 minutes shows Ryan never thought her terrorism was a big deal in the first place. In fact, the old "I just got caught up in the moment" excuse is shockingly popular among those insurrectionists now facing prison time. According to their telling of events, not a single person involved in the January 6th attack actually wanted to be there. They were just pumped up by the crowd. Which, what? And it gets even better. Some January 6th insurrectionists are so upset at being held accountable for their actions that they're throwing epic courtroom tantrums about how unfair the justice system is. Rioter Richard Barnett, who ransacked Nancy Pelosi's office, was one of them. Take a look.
Yes, I understand, but I've been here a long time. I've been here a month, and they're going to set it for another month, and everybody else is getting out. Defense lawyer, Richard. The judge, okay. Defense lawyer, I'm asking you to just hang tight. We're going to address a couple of other matters. The defendant, I don't agree with this date. It's not fair. First defense lawyer, so, Mr. Barnett, the judge, all right. Counsel, let me cut this short, okay? The defendant, I'm on the phone. I can't have a sidebar with my attorney. It's not fair. The judge, counsel, why don't we take 5?
Barnett goes on from there, but I'll spare you the whining. Suffice to say, Barnett isn't alone in his meltdown. Just last week, a group of January 6th rioters petitioned the court to send them to Guantanamo Bay. That's after arguing that conditions in D.C. jail weren't to their liking. In their letter to the court, the defendants say they don't like the jail food. Their cells are too small. They're upset that the jail requires them to get vaccinated. They think that the prison laundry isn't cleaning their clothes well enough. All of these tough-on-crime Republicans are suddenly America's loudest prison abolitionists. And all it took was sending them to jail. And just who are the sweethearts who argue they should be set free or moved to Guantanamo Bay? Among them is David Dempsey, who was caught on camera using pepper spray and a metal flagpole to beat police officers trying to protect the Capitol. Another is Ronald Sandlin, who attacked 2 police officers on January 6th while calling for violent revolution. Oh boy, these rioters may say that what they did wasn't their fault and that they were just fired up by the crowd. But that's simply not true. A recent Harvard study found that the vast majority of January 6th rioters were motivated not by the roar of the crowd, but by the roar of one man, Donald Trump, and they knew exactly what they were doing.
Roughly 20% say their actions on January 6th were in support of Trump. Another 20% credit their response that day to Trump's claims of a rigged election. And get this, nearly 8% of rioters say they thought they were participating in a, quote, revolution, civil war, or secession. Others cited other reasons like historical significance, peaceful protest, even a general interest in violence.
Here's some free advice from your friend at Rebel HQ. If your friends express a general interest in violence or want to stage an insurrection, get new friends, because those guys are probably going to end up in jail. With the number of insurrectionists behind bars growing, and Trump promising to pardon them all if he's reelected in 2024, America has a powerful opportunity to send a message that the right's crazy insurrection fantasies will not be tolerated. But in order to send that message, voters will need to defeat the big lie Republicans this November. Right now, voters are the only thing standing between this country and a real revolution. We won't like the results if we fail. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and consider subscribing. And leave a comment below so you can let me know what I should cover next.